restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Could Mary really be here? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
綺麗ですね。もっと俯瞰で見てたから。
そうですね、非常に雰囲気のあるこの病院の暗いところでそこに徘徊する不気味なクリーチャーということでその不気味さとコンパクトの両立というものを目指しました。
うわー、探してるところ、いやー結構
まだ気づかれてませんけどああやって徘徊してますので、それを避けていくのか戦っていくのかということをプレイヤーは選択できます。
今回ラジオはありますか？
今回ラジオはあって、コントローラーの方から出ています。
ああ、コントローラーから出ているんだ。おお、はい、いや朝から衝撃的ですね。お、避けてる。お、はい、
とどめさしましたね。非常に朝っぱらから凶暴なプレーをお見せしてしまいましたが、
ねえ、なんかオリジナル版でもジェームスのこの蹴りがね、蹴りでとどめをっていうのはありましたけど、あんな強く踏んでたんですね。
そうですね、やはり強くなったんでこんな強かったんだって僕が作ってても思います。
やっぱねPS5 になってリメイクされてすごい強くなったっていう感じがしますね。すごい。うわ、音の臨場感すごいですね。
そうですね。
またいますよ。
この暗がりからじわーっと出てくるような配置だったりとかライティングだったりはこだわったところです。
これ光がすっごいちょっと生々しいというか。
そうですね。あと銃のレティクルが収束するまで時間かかるようになっているので、他のアクションゲームに比べると小銃を狙うのが難しくなっています。
うわー、本当だ。
ここも小銃を狙いながらも恐怖を感じてほしいということでこだわったポイントです。
で先ほど伊藤さんからありましたけれども、頭部のね生めかしい感じというか、すごいですね。プリッとしてる感じが。
そうなんですよ。
戦いながらも見えますね。強い。
足を打ち抜いてとどめを刺す。
何か今日嫌なことでもありました？大丈夫ですか？なんか朝からすごい怒られたとかそういうのないですか？大丈夫ですか？すごいところ見せていただきましたけれども、いや、いい戦いでした、はい、ありがとうございます。いやー、朝からいいものが見れました。
はい。あとさらに伊藤さんがこだわったバブルヘッドナースに関して、はい、映像を模してしてますのでぜひご覧ください。
映像もじゃあちょっと見ていきましょう。
はい、伊藤さんのこだわったバブルヘッドナースの質感が出てます。
先ほど説明したのは頭部の、シルエットというか輪郭部分が、若干半透明といいますか。
そうですね、なんか透け感がありますね。
そこですね。今回ちょっとオリジナルの時にコンセプトであったけど実現できなかった部分が若干反映されてるっていう。
本当だ、よく見ると中の輪郭がちょっと見えるというか、うわー、この光の当たり方とかね、ツヤっとした感じとか。
これ実際中にもう一個頭部を作ってそれを表現したりもしてるんです。
ちゃんとじゃあ重ねてしっかりとリアルに作ってるってことですね。はい、だからこそなんか光の当たり方とかで透け方が違ったりとか、見え方が変わったりとかっていうところがあるわけですね。こうやってね単体で見ているとまだねわかっこいいなとか綺麗だなって見れますけど、対峙しなきゃいけないと思うと
さっきのバトルみたいな場面だとなかなかじっと見れないんで大変ですね。
そうなんですよね。生々しくて戦ってる間に人間ってやっぱ目で見て情報をどんどん収集しちゃうからどんどん怖くなってくるんですよね。
そうなんですよね。
リアリティが増して。ありがとうございます。これすごいところを見せていただきましたけれども、はい、ではありがとうございます。じゃあ続いての入魂ポイントを聞いていきたいんですけれども、それでは続いては伊藤さんからです。伊藤さんの入魂ポイントはこちらです。うわー、このシーンは
簡単なんだな。 頭狙って引き金を引くだけで。
エディ。
ああ、いや、ジェームス。
何があった？これは誰だ？
わからない。こっちに向かってきた。
そうか。じゃあ襲われたから撃ったんだな。
そうだ。こうなったのはこいつのせいだ。
落ち着いて話せ、エディ。どうして彼は襲ってきた？
わからない。いきなり現れた。暗い中を忍び寄ってきたんだ。足音が聞こえて振り返ったらそこにいた。
そして襲われると思ったんだな。
なあ、だってあんな風に見られたらこうするしかなかった。
見られたら向かってきたんだろ。
ああ、つまり目がそんな感じだった。
目が？
俺をじっと見てた。バカにしてたんだ。見るなって言ったのにやめないんだ。
エディ、それでもじっと見られただけで人を殺すというのは。
なんて顔してんだよ。冗談だよ。ここに来たらもう死んでた。引っかかったな。じゃあそろそろ行くとするよ。
待て。一人で出ていくのか？
ああ。
部分なんですけど、
お、
やっぱりゲームってその自分がこの世界に入っていくというか、遊んでる人がまずここから入っていくわけですよね。やっぱそこにやっぱりそのイメージ作りとか、ここでやっぱりサイレントヒルっていうものは何なのかっていうのをこう分かってもらうというか、ですごくこう気を使った部分で、まあね、こういう会場でなければ音楽ゆっくり家で音もね含めて聴いてもらえればなと思ってますけど、
わ
ちょうど23年前ですか、オリジナルがあって、やっぱその時にできなかったその音楽、まあ当時プレイステーションなので2ですけど、やっぱメモリーとかその音の質っていうのはあんまりこう表現できなかったんですけど、まあ今回 PS5 になって、まあクオリティとしては自分がやりたい音楽とか表現したいものっていうのがこのリメイクでできたのかなっていうのは思います。
あ、でもこの一番冒頭のシーン、誰もが必ず見る、そしてここからサイレントヒル2リメイクに入っていくすごく重要なところ。
そうですね、
ここの音楽ってすごく難しいですよね。
難しいですよね。だからやっぱ自分もオリジナルを作っていたもので、でも今回リメイクってことで、これを最初に見た人、これを最初に感じた人がどう思うのかなっていうのはやっぱりいろいろトライアンドエラーして、まあある意味作りたくないシーンというか、やっぱこれどうやったらいいんだろうっていうのは悩むシーンなんで、結構こう悩んで作った部分ではありますよね。これでいこうっていうか、これで最初この感じでいこうっていうのはもうここで決まっちゃうと思うので、
結構いくつか曲はトライアンドエラーみたいなところはあったんですか？
まあ本当に音楽のスタイルもそうですし、その鳴らすタイミングとか、そのどこで音を切るとかもそうですけど、それはやっぱりすごく大事なポイントなんで、すごくこう悩みましたよね、ここはね。
でもこう今こう流れてるの聞いていても、なんていうかこう、まあ、この風とかもそうですけど、湿度感とか なんかこの気温とかがちょっと伝わってくるような、そしてサイレントヒルこれから始まるこの旅路というかがどんな旅になるのか、またこのジェームスの心境というか、ここから一体何が始まるのかっていうのがこう言葉ではなく音楽としてしっかり伝わってくるのがすごいなと。
そうですね、だからやっぱり、ホラーっていう、人が怖がるというか恐怖とか、単にサイレントヒルってこう怖いっていうだけではないというか、いろんなストーリーがすごく複雑にで、やっぱりそこってなんかこうある種真面目な感覚というか、人間の持ってる真面目な感情というかなので嘘つけないんですよね。だからそういうリアリティとかその表現っていうのはすごくこうちゃんとしないとというか、嘘をついてはいけないっていうか、それはちゃんと音でも表現するっていうのはやっぱこだわった部分ではありますよね。
うわー、でももうすごくいい入魂シーンというか、でもこうどうでしょうか、岡本さんはこの曲が届いた時どうでした？
いや、これでゲームが本当の意味で始められるなというか、ジェームスの精神世界に入っていけるなという感覚がすごくありました。
うわー、もうでもそれは嬉しいですね。
嬉しいですよね。やっぱそれはやっぱりこれをやって遊んでくれる方も同じように感じてもらえれば、この先どうなっていくんだろうっていう、こっから始まるっていう、そこは僕の入魂というか一番こだわった部分ですね。
確かに。伊藤さんはどうですか
？That's perfect for James's state of mind at this point in the story. Like he's so desperate.
And he gets called Fart Face. I love that you guys kept Fart Face, by the way.
Fart Face. Actually, also, I was asked during writing, like, so is the Fart Face line staying in? I'm like, I'm tripling down on it, actually.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of PlayStation Underground. I'm your host, Tim. I'm very excited to be checking out two versions of Silent Hill 2 with our friends at Bloober Team. I'll introduce you guys. So we got Mateusz Leinart, who is creative director and lead designer at Bloober Team on the Silent Hill 2 remake. And we also have Andrzej Monjak, who is lead writer at Bloober Team. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure indeed. So obviously what we're looking at here is pre-recorded capture of the 2001 PS2 original version of Silent Hill 2. In this episode, we're going to check out a scene from the original and then show off what Bloober Team has been working off in the remake and kind of compare and contrast and talk about how you guys have been, updating and being faithful to the original while modernizing it. And so let's dive in here with this cutscene with Laura and kind of what stands out to you guys when you look back at this original cutscene.
Yeah, there's definitely this feeling, like even before the cutscene, that you have this loading screen, which is like very nice touch. And I remember that we were thinking about this topic a lot during the production because we knew that we want to have like the game seamless.
Yeah.
But in the original, it actually creates like this kind of feeling of uncertainty when you are entering the new room.
The footprints.
Yeah, exactly. So right now we need to have it seamless, and we set up the scene a little bit different. So we hear Laura actually before you are entering the cutscene, right? But the general feeling of the room is quite the same, right? Like we needed to rearrange a little bit the environment here to fit into the modern, like possibilities that we have with the camera, with the shots, with close-ups, etc. But the general setup of the room is quite similar.
Yeah. And also, just like from a purely narrative standpoint, I think, clearly the cutscene is like a lot of its aspects are of its time, but like one really needs to stress just how kind of meticulously woven the narrative in the original is. And it holds up tremendously. And I think like my general approach to, for example, doing rewrites for cutscenes, and this one included, was to, basically don't change stuff for the sake of changing. It's more about sort of preserving, those original beats, those original sort of character dynamics, and it's like really. There's one really has to sort of admire how kind of tight and dense with meaning those original scenes still are.
I agree. I love, Silent Hill 2 and the series in general is known for having an amazing, like, dream-like quality to it, and this cutscene to me, as a fan, really encapsulates that, where it just doesn't seem, it's like James is so trusting here. We're getting to know Laura better, but yeah, and then of course we're entering the room here. What do you guys think when you look back at the way that this boss is introduced before we get into the fight? What stood out to you back in the day when you were starting to remake it? What do you like about what you see here?
Yeah, like the original one, like, is obviously something that we were taking a close look at, and like the tight, like the small space in the room was something that was very like into like Silent Hill 2 original game, right? Like every boss fight was you in this like very tight room, very small space, and you need to deal with these big monsters. It's something that obviously don't work that well in the third-person camera.
Oh, there it
these
is.
Days. And obviously the second thing is it was like that was actually the big decision, that should we introduce the monster before the cutscene ends? And at some point we just wanted to split those two things, to focus more on Laura, on how they are talking to each other.
Definitely. And we're jumping forward here now, just to be clear for everybody. Now we are looking at footage of the 2024 Bloober Team remake of Silent Hill 2 and kind of comparing the same cutscene, but in its amazing new aesthetic and vibe. And the vibe's very much the same, but this is such a great example of what you guys are doing with the game. So talk us through what we're looking at here from a visual, performance perspective, cinematic, whatever you think is interesting to talk about.
Yeah. So definitely, current technology gives us certain possibilities, for example, to rely more on nuance in the performance, like small expressions, very sort of subtle, gestures and stuff. And that's definitely something we've made use of. And this very first moment between even James and Laura, when you can see her physically tense up when she hears her name and whatnot. And but then again, we still, the main sort of objective was to still capture those original kind of dynamics and emotions.
Yeah, I really loved those small touches, like the facial expression is one thing, but the second thing, I remember that we had this moment when I think Luke Roberts almost hit the the setup on the motion capture scene, and then we saw that hey, it would be actually very nice if you can actually stumble on it, because it will create this kind of better pacing and flow for the
It makes total sense for the character, because he's even himself taken aback by his outburst.
Yeah. Oh, and it works so well here. And I also wanted to mention, we already, from watching the 2001 original, know that Laura's not totally to be trusted here. Her facial expressions and what she's doing with her eyes when she's sort of saying, hey, there's something in this room, you should check it out. It's just such a striking change from the original Wall. Just such a great, way to convey her character and a kid sort of, maybe inventing something.
And I've actually, I've heard comments, well, James gets fooled pretty easily, you could say, in this scene, and I did hear there were questions should we maybe make it a little bit more believable, but having given it some thought, I really thought that no, that's actually precisely that's perfect for James's state of mind at this point in the story. He's so desperate,
and he gets called Fart Face. I love that you guys kept Fart Face, by the way.
Fart Face. Actually, also, I was asked during writing, so is the Fart Face line staying in? I'm tripling down on it, actually. And,
yeah, she does.
But it did make sense to me, because it's a kid would be so proud of a name like that she wouldn't just drop it the one time.
That's true. Okay, so we're about to switch back to the 2001 original here, and I wanted to note too that the introduction of the boss felt quite faithful to the original, but I think we're going to see an interesting contrast here with gameplay. So This is yours truly, trying my best here. Wanted to note for people watching, moving and shooting at this time in a survival horror game, still pretty cool innovation. But what do you guys think of when you see this original boss battle against, two flesh lips?
Oh, it brings like very good memories. Keyboards.
Yeah. It was intense.
Yeah, exactly. The atmosphere, this dark room, and the tone of the scene is something that we obviously knew we need to perceive that, like in the new version, but at the same time we couldn't just stay in that tight room anymore.
Yeah. But also just like the creature design. I mean, for its time, it was just groundbreaking. Like it just didn't see monsters in survival horror games that really look like that.
I remember thinking, like, what am I looking at when I first, confronted these things? At least, the red pyramid thing or pyramid head looked like a humanoid. This was just completely, almost imperceivable. And then, of course, here I've switched over to the shotgun for some more firepower, skipping melee for this fight. But, you think what I'd love to is, you think you're almost done here,
Yeah, definitely. And, you're pointing out, very important things, right? About the tone, about Yonji mentioned about the design, and what's nice here, like you said, it's like we are thinking that that's it, right? Like we won. And what now? And then it's pretty surprising. At least it was for me. And the reference to I hope it was to this movie, obviously to Jacob's ladder sequence. Just after the boss fight.
Yeah.
That for me at least was very interesting when I was playing it for the first time.
Well, I mean,
there I got them sort of in a good position where I don't think they could get past the incapacitated flesh lips, but and then now we're looking at you hear the sirens, which gives me goosebumps still every single time, and this is sort of how the boss fight ends, which doesn't quite feel like a victory, which is very in keeping with Silent Hill 2.
I think very, very few things in Silent Hill 2 feel particularly triumphant.
Yeah. And I'm so excited. So this is sort of the last moment we'll be seeing of the 2001 original in this episode. And then, you guys, I'm super excited for us to be showing off your new take on the flesh lip boss battle here. So we're switching back here. And I wanted to note, I never noticed in the original that they swing down and are holding onto the ceiling with their hand, but you guys have taken that to another level. Talk about what's changed here. Obviously, a lot has.
Oh, a lot has, and a lot needed to be changed, obviously, because one thing was the first-person camera, the second thing was the scale of the room that we needed to change, and we also knew that we want to expand on the idea, right? So keeping the original design of the monster was super crucial, right? We wanted to go as close as possible, but at the same time, we were just looking at this monster and we were thinking about okay, what can we do more, right? And if we have those two spaces, the ceiling and the space when James is, we were thinking that okay, let's just move it dynamic, right? Let's just go up and down. Let's just create this tension moment during the fight, so you would not expect what is happening here. And what I personally really like with our version is that we split it into phases, very obvious phases, and you are not expecting what will happen during this first phase in the future. You see that you are breaking this cage, you are kind of a little bit opening the original design, and you already have small parts of his arms trying to hit you, but I don't think anyone would expect what will happen next, right? And it's also it was very important for us to not rely only on rage battles. We wanted to, if we have this mechanic of melee.
Oh my gosh!
This is this moment.
We're looking at this, and what you're saying, about being able to use melee weapons more effectively in here, whereas you saw the original was more about using ranged. But man, guys, talk about what you did here with this boss. It's completely different.
Yeah, it is, and it was obviously something that we've been talking a lot. If we want to go that route to kind of change the design into some kind of a spider, obviously.
Yes.
But I think it is nice because we are keeping this idea throughout the entire game. I don't want to spoil anything more, but
right,
it's it's basically something that we wanted to introduce to it. Obviously, talking to original creators, etc. And I think it's pretty nice, and it can surprise even the lot better.
It looks so cool. The way even before the ceiling is wrecked and you see the ceiling tiles rippling as it's running through, and you're breaking apart the cage, which you think would be a good thing, but it turns it into this even more limber foe. And then here we go. James has succeeded for now. Yeah, just what a great expression of a very cool original, boss concept, and then sort of brought to a new level. That's so cool, guys.
If you expected to see 2 flesh leaps, like here you go.
There it is. You're not safe from the grab attack. That's going to bring us to the end here. There's so much more we could say, but Mateusz and Andre, I just want to say thank you for joining us for this look at Silent Hill 2, the remake and the original. The remake is coming out October 8th, 2024 on PS5. Not long to wait. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I'm so excited about this game.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.